I'm back, people. Appreciate y'all staying tuned, man. Part 2. All right. Make sure y'all get my book, Wealth Creation, Creation of Wealth. I got that Patreon coming, family. Make sure y'all watch 1 before y'all watch this one here, okay? This is, I'm saying, Woman's Nature 1 and 2. This is 2. Also got that Patreon coming about, I'm going to start off with, for my fellow stuff like that, about the 3 different levels of a woman's pleasure that y'all don't know anything about. And I'm going to break that down, man, scientifically. I'm going to expand your horizons about how you deal with and look at women and, so forth. All right. So, now, understand this, right? Scripture says, right, that God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Then it says male and female created he them. That's what came first. That's what came first. So then it goes on to say what? That God formed man from the dust of the ground. That means he made man a physical being. The spiritual being was created first, to my understanding. The physical being was created first, right? And within that physical being of man or male also existed female. Okay? So then it says what? God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed the breath of life into man. Man became a living soul. Right? And then it goes on to say what? That God said what? It was not right for man to be what? Alone. So he put man to sleep and he took one of his ribs, whatever, and created a woman and gave a woman to him or gave her to him and asked him what are you going to call her? He said, I'm going to call her a woman. Because she's, flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. And he created woman to be what? A helpmeet. To help meet man's needs. To help meet man's objectives. To help meet man's goals. So the role that a woman plays in your life, or supposed to play in your life, is as someone who is there working, journeying along with you in this life to help you meet your goals. And I don't say that like it ain't about what she wants to do or whatever, because when you bond with somebody, when you pair bond with somebody, your goals and your objectives should either be the same or become the same. And if you're on one page and she's on another page, most likely you're not meant to be together. And you're trying to fit, a round block in a square hole, and it ain't gonna work. Okay. Tip number 1: stop trying to force something to be that ain't meant to be. So then it said what? That woman was beguiled what? By the serpent. See what I'm saying? He didn't go to man first. He went to woman first, and said, "Hey, you can eat of this tree here, and you'll be like the gods. You'll know good and evil." And she saw that the tree was what? It was pleasing to the eye. Women are what? They're physical creatures. They're physical people. They like and focus on what is tangible. That's why I tell you, the only thing that man needs from a woman is what? Loyalty, honesty, and respect. Excuse me, make it forward then. And truthfulness. He wants you to be truthful. Honest, loyal, truthful, and respectful. But in return, you supposed to give her the same amount of respect as well. So I'm going somewhere with this, so make sure you stay in the car with me. We're going on a journey, right? So in saying that, right, he went to the woman first because what? He know he couldn't go to man, because man would tell him, no, I'm not going to do that. I know what I was told. So he went to what? The woman first. And she ate of the tree or whatever, her eyes were open. And then she took what? She took and brought it to the man, and he did eat thereof. And then you know how the story goes on from there. If you don't, read it. If you have questions, ask me, and I'll do a video on it, or I'll make a post to you when you ask me. So, what is that saying? Right? In Timothy 2:14, right, it says that it was not man who fell or was deceived. It was woman who was deceived and fell into transgression. So what does that mean? Oh, women is bad. I knew their nature was da 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 da. No, it don't mean that. What it means is, right? What it means is, right? Look at my time here. Okay. What it means is, right, is that Woman was taken from us. Woman's nature is similar to our nature, but she is the weaker side of us. She is the one that is more susceptible to doing wrong than we are, because she's the weaker side of us. We are the sun. We are the light giver. She is the moon. She is a lesser light, but she's still a light all the same. She's a lesser light, and she's more susceptible to doing wrong than what we are, or at least it used to be. Because nowadays, whatever, I think the barriers have been broken. Men are just as susceptible to doing wrong as women are. But yeah, she is most susceptible, by nature to doing what is wrong or being tempted to do what is wrong. So, in saying that, right, I'm going to go to the Quran now. And what the Quran says, right, and let's go into the story here, right, it just says that in man, or Adam, we found no firm resolve regarding what Eve had done. Resolve means what? It means to fix the situation, to find a solution. Okay, Eve, you done did this. This is how we're going to handle that. And that was not in Adam. May the good Lord peace and blessing be upon him and Eve. But in saying that, that is a lesson for who? For woman as well as man. For women to know that they have a weak nature to temptation. And we also have a weaker nature. We have a weak nature to temptation as well, but we're supposed to be more principled and more disciplined than what women are. Because you have protons and neutrons, and electrons. Protons, electrons, right? Positive charge, negative charge. We have a propensity to do right or do wrong. As men, our propensity to do what is right is supposed to be more stronger and more dominant in us than in women. So we're not supposed to tit for tat and retaliate for women for being women. We cannot judge them or gauge them by the same measuring stick because they are women. That's not taking anything from them. It's just what is natural. So in dealing with a woman, you have to be very principled. You have to be very moral. You have to show her your excellence. You have to convey those things and teach those things to her. Because the Bible says what? That I looked amongst 1,000 men for a righteous man and found not one. I looked among all women and found not none. So what that's telling you is that in this society, in our culture, the things that we are taught, the things that women are taught to be, they have to have a man to take their mind out of that level of thinking. Only if she's willing. You can't force it. You can't make her. You can't push her. She has to want to accept the fact that she needs to fix herself. If you're already fixed, or you're in the process of fixing yourself, because we're all on the journey of constantly trying to better ourselves or whatever, right? But if you have a principle, you have a set of codes that you live by, whatever, then you're going to have to go through this journey of life, of dating, to see if there's someone that you can bond with as a man that you can teach these things to. So a woman's nature is not weak, but it is weaker than a man's. Because we all have carnal cravings. And today's man is just as weak as women. You have guys up here telling you to lie to women, to flake on women, to ghost women, to be lustful. See what I'm saying? And these are the experiences that they have had dating women that they have dated. So what they're trying to tell you to do is really take on feminine nature. Because hey, you ain't supposed to be up here just lying because you want to date a woman or you trying to manipulate her and all that kind of stuff. Manipulation is feminine. That's a feminine energy. See, these guys are teaching femininity as masculinity. They are only going to do what we allow them to do. Because if a woman's cheating, she's cheating with a man, unless she likes women or women in men. It takes she has to have a partner in that. But if men, or if a majority of men, or if a segment group of men who come together, live in a community and stuff like that, have their own rules and agenda, stuff like that, it will eliminate that if they live by the rules. Women will have no choice but to do that, and everything. They will have no choice but to comply, but to seek to be their higher self. And straight up, don't go for the movies about the strong woman and how she independent and she make all these moves and overcome all these adversities, whatever, with men. It's nonsense. There's a man or men in the picture somewhere helping her along the way, helping her make decisions, going to other men and getting decisions and stuff like that done. So I'm telling you, your woman's not gonna come prepackaged. You gotta have enough spiritual discernment to know whether you can work with a woman and get to a certain point with her, or whether you ain't going nowhere. Whether she prefers to be out there, in the streets with Ray Ray, Pookie, and other men who ain't going nowhere because she has no desire to go anywhere. Don't go for the fact of guys telling you that, hey, your girl, hold on, be back. Part 3.